Welcome to the Electric Violin Diaries. In this week's episode, catch Cait Lin. I'm sick. 60-second sideshow will tell you why. Showtime will show you a little behind-the-scenes action from the Vias for Velvet finale shoot. And in Dear Diary, I give some advice to beginner violinists who are teaching themselves. Blech. I hate having a cold. It also doesn't make for a particularly good vlogging voice. This past week, I had a couple of different shows, including the one that made me sick. It's time for 60-second sideshow. I started off the week in Nelspruit and in Mpumalanga. How cool is that word? In Mpumalanga. After a chilled gig, I spent my evening learning music in my hotel room so I could head to Johannesburg the next day and start rehearsals. I had an awesome fly line built especially for me for the gig by Duo Sapphire. I had to rehearse up there in wind and light rain, which is what I'm blaming my sickiness on. The gig was loads of fun though. Laser aerial violin the way it's meant to be done, zooming back and forwards over people's heads, feeling like a superhero. It's time to share the behind-the-scenes videos from the Vias for Velvet shoot with you. A sneak peek into what you can expect to see, but check out my Facebook page later today to see some pictures that were taken during filming too. It will be the end of the first Electric Violin Diaries chapter. Next week, it's showtime. Saturday morning on Long Street in Cape Town. The venue is Zulu Bar. An awesome team of people up bright and early setting up. Makeup, hair, and of course, the set. Bench Films, a rad film company in Cape Town, were once again my go-to video people. They did my She's a Pirate video, helped me with my DVD, and most recently did my Diary of Jane music video. Also, from my Diary of Jane music video, the Vias for Velvet finale was directed by Riaz Solka. Almost all of the performers you met over the past 5 weeks of Catch Cait Lin episodes were on top form. I say almost all because my 2 dancer friends had to pull out of the shoot to do a big TV advert. That's okay, you'll see them in another shoot sometime, I'm sure. We had an awesome time making the Vias for Velvet video for the sole purpose of entertaining my cyber audience. Please remember to reserve 13 minutes of your day next Monday, the 29th of October, for us. I am by no means an authority on music education or teaching violin. I can only tell you how I started out and hope that something will help anyone in the same position as this week's question asker in the Dear Diary segment. This week's question came from username Ruby117Able, who asked, I've always wondered what advice you would pass on to others who have a musical background in another instrument and are currently in a position where they can't take formal lessons on violin and have to self-teach for a while. I am a mostly self-taught violinist. I always get comments from people in the know about my interesting technique. When I started in 1998, there wasn't Google or YouTube. Wow, that makes me feel almost old. I think we used to use Yahoo to find MIDI files for me to play along with. And I couldn't read music. So chances are that if you've already been playing another instrument, you've got a head start on me. I used to choose pop songs that I liked and then try and play along with them on violin. Over and over and over and over. Listening is an extremely important part of playing the violin. And I still actually do everything by ear, even though I can now read music. I didn't really have anybody to compare myself to, which was probably a good thing. So I always did think I was a rock star. I just kept going. I meet people all the time who tell me that they once played violin but gave up because they weren't very good. It's not an easy instrument and you won't be a rock star overnight, but you need to just keep at it. I still mess up all the time. Don't use not having a teacher as an excuse to not give it a try though. It's all on you. Chibi is featured in this week's episode with stars of episodes 3 and 4, both created by Dustin R or Pinafta1 on DeviantArt. I feel like I need to name them. Numbers just aren't cutting it. Any ideas? That's all on this week's episode of Catch Cait Lin. There won't be a Catch Cait Lin show next week as I'll be posting the Vias for Velvet finale. Hey, maybe you'll miss me. send in your diary entries to deardiary@electricviolindiaries.com. Also, I wanted to tell you that there's this page on my website where you can send in ideas for the show, and currently my mom is the only one who's made a suggestion. Come on, guys! There's only 1 week until I have to announce the next chapter's theme. It would be awesome to hear what you want to see. Thanks for watching! Subscribe, join me on Twitter, Facebook, details in the info section below, and make sure you're back here next Monday to watch the Chapter 1 Beers for Velvet finale. Mwah.